Hello and welcome to my channel, Infinitely Lily Channeling Angels. So if you made your way here, most likely it was from the title that is extremely specific for somebody. So this actually came to me last night, this grandmother energy, and she said, "Gloria, I have a message for Gloria." I'm like, okay, I'll get to the message, but she said, "You have to say in the title, Gloria, your grandmother has a message for you." Actually, when I said that, I heard mother, grandmother. So if this is connecting to more than one person, could be your mother or your grandmother. Okay, so I think this came in, I thought like maybe this message was from one of my previous ones. So I was like, okay, maybe she's just, saying thank you in dream state or whatever. So I thought I'd start this video and then see what she is saying. So she's still saying, like, she's referencing Italy again, and the Mediterranean and Florence, Italy. So that's really, really specific. And then I just seen a rhino and like animal theme, like safari themes. So if you're having a baby, maybe you picked out like an animal theme for your baby. Yeah, that's definitely a message coming in through here. So we're just going to let this flow. I have a bit of the message, but I think that's more of the collective message. So this is very specific, and we're going to start specific and get to the collective. Yeah, so she's saying if you're having a baby, like this, if you draw to this video, she's saying like I see your baby, I see the baby's room, I see the nursery, and everything. And okay, then she's like bursting my heart wide open here and saying like, I'm with your baby right now, and I'm getting them ready to come to you. So if you're not had the baby yet, that's what they're saying. Or they're saying like they got the baby ready to come to you, if they were already born. And I just seen three months, a three. So maybe you're like 3 months pregnant, or 3 months left to being pregnant, or 3 weeks, or 3 months postpartum. But specifically, this is for someone who's going to have baby in like 3 weeks to 3 months, is what I'm hearing. Yes. Okay. So that angel is like so happy about that. Okay. So thank you so much. Okay. So let's get to the rest of the message now. Okay. So this is going to be a collective message. So I don't know if this is going to connect, but the energy is so connected. So it's like, this is your... So every angel has a frequency, right? And they help to the collective in some way. So the energy that I'm getting here is that if you were kind of at a crossroads, maybe in a relationship, like, should I stay with my partner? Shouldn't I? Maybe you had a new baby and you're like, I don't know, like this isn't working. Like maybe they like seem like a completely different person now that you had the baby, and you're like, I don't know, like, did I pick the wrong person to have a baby with? Or maybe you didn't even really have a big plan before you got pregnant, and now it's like, oh my gosh, like, can we even do this? Like, do I even like this person, is what I'm hearing. Like Chad, or there's another G male's name, Greg, coming through. And I just seen a 5, like a high 5, but with long fingers, almost like Edward Scissorhands. Anyway, so and then a unicorn. So I think that's like some funny joke from somebody's spirit angel, like past loved one. That's actually hilarious. Okay, and Spirit's been telling me that they're gonna start cracking jokes here, so that's funny. The Joker just came through too, so that's funny. So yeah, so they're showing me like the grandmother's like playing tricks on them, like, oh, I just did this little sneaky thing to you, and they're just like cracking up on the other side, like thinking it's so funny. So, and I'm feeling like the laughter is so deep in my belly, like they are like fooling with you, messing with you, and thinking it is a good time. So if you have any, if you're having like any weird things, so what I'm seeing is like they're making you laugh. They're like making weird situations occur. How do I explain that? I see like a living room, and it's like, maybe they're just saying that they're observing. No, I don't know how to. So it's like they're influencing the way that you're communicating. And sometimes you'll say like really dumb things, and they're like, haha, that's so funny. So that's exactly it. So they're like communicating, they're giving you their energy. So they're connecting with you, and you're kind of speaking. They're letting, they're getting a couple words in through you, and you're like, what the heck? Why did I just say that? That was absurd. Like, okay, so that's so perfect. And through text too. So if you have like a text that was a typo and stuff in there, that's totally them messing with you. And they are thinking it's so funny right now, okay? That is so funny. Okay. I just heard the weather and a feather. So maybe that's like one of your typos that keeps like flipping around. And I just kind of had this feeling like someone who's going to read this is like, oh my God, that was crazy specific. So anyway, hopefully that connects with the person who's meant for. All right, and I just took a sip of coffee, and then they just said, they showed me a coffee pot and a warm coffee, like how much they loved the morning coffees. And yeah, it's like when you're enjoying your morning coffee and you get that little warm fuzzy feeling in your tummy, you're just saying, that's me giving you a hug. Aw, that's so sweet. And then they like touch the door and touch like, it's like the same spot. Like maybe you touch their picture or something. Like an angel thing, or like a light switch, or this, like you say something to a piece of an object in your house to remind yourself of them, or say hi to them. And then they say they squeeze you back. And I'm seeing like a knitted blanket. So maybe that's for somebody's grandma. Okay, so I actually am not going to say the message because it feels separate now. So that was the message. It's just that they are here for you. They are here with you. Okay. Oh yeah. So, and if you are going through this crossroads in your relationship, and this does connect with you, you do have a new baby, and you're like, it's seriously like, it feels like the end of the world, and no one really understands how deep this hurts you. Okay, this is what they're giving me, and this is an energy. Okay, so when we get blocked, we block our meridians that are channels of energy in our body. So fear blocks them. Okay, so the trauma, like having a child and stuff, it blocks these meridians, and then you can't feel as much. Okay, so you lose specific, very, very fine, like we group them, but very, very fine. And there's thousands of different feelings that we can feel that help us solve problems. If we can get the right set of feelings together, we can solve any problem, and it helps us, right? So we need like more compassion, or more empathy, or more self-care, or more assertiveness, or more discernment, or whatever it is. And I feel like that was specifically for you, all those energies I just said. So take that if it resonates. Okay, so what they're saying is like, this is a hard stage, okay? Postpartum is a hard stage, or if wherever you are. And you're not seeing the full picture. That's what I'm saying. You're not seeing the full picture, and like, don't give up yet. That's what I'm saying. So you might be like in your head a lot. This is for maybe one or two people only. Thinking about leaving, okay? You might be thinking about the grass being greener on the other side, like somewhere else. Or maybe, okay, they're saying don't go on this path. Don't go on this path where you kind of start to build resentment in your relationship, because you're not communicating enough. And then don't start watching readings looking for a sign that you're supposed to go to somebody else, okay? They're saying how toxic that is, and they see that as a prominent thing that happens in this reality. So it's not saying if you're doing it, they're saying don't do what, don't make this mistake other people make, because they go to a reading and they take, things that aren't theirs, and then they leave their relationship relationship prematurely because they thought they were guided to, but it wasn't their guide. It was just their stress talking, right? And they're just looking for an answer. Okay, and we are collectively are balancing the feminine and masculine energy. So that is targeted to relationships, romantic relationships between feminine and masculine energies. So man and woman generally. These situations get amplified when there's any form of stress. Okay, but that is because there's even more potential for growth. Okay, so don't give up. Okay, don't give up here. If you start, getting a wandering eye, it's just you just need more time, more patience, and more understanding. Okay, this is for a very, very specific person. So my voice just changed, and sometimes you'll hear my voice change because I'm channeling the energy that you need to change. So the energy for the energy lines, so that you can feel what you need to feel to figure it out. Because that's what the lack of clarity is. When you don't feel like something's right, you can't solve it. So you need the energy to solve the problem. I just seen 3 pheasants and it totally threw me off there. Yeah, okay, maybe that was just the message there, what I just said. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so sometimes women, this is a collective thing that's going to happen right now. We're relying on men too much. We want them to be the rock. We want them to be the solid one. We want to be able to fall apart and they stay strong, okay? The men are healing their inner child collectively right now. And their inner child has been screaming for decades, okay? Because it's been suppressed since the Dark Ages. And now they're like, okay, I'm allowed to feel. Maybe I'm allowed to say that I don't want to, or I'm tired, or I'm scared, or I'm sad. They're finally expressing what was weak, their feminine energy. And we're like, the women are in a vulnerable state because we haven't learned to heal our own masculine energy because we've been over reliant on the man. Well, the man will handle it. Oh, they'll take care of me. Okay, so you need to harness that energy inside yourself and be like, I can hold myself. I can be my own parent, my own dad, my own mom, my own, support. I can be like, okay, I'm just going through this, it's just temporary, and just cheerlead myself through it. I don't need to outsource it because right now my masculine is going through something and he needs space and extra compassion and extra empathy and just time. He's feeling this, maybe the childbirth or whatever, but it's bringing up feelings in him that they haven't been allowed to feel forever. The fear that comes with having a child, and the responsibility and the pressure. They're feeling all that, okay? And sometimes us as women, or females, or feminine energy, I guess, narrow it down to, but we kind of resent them for that because we're like, okay, we need you to be strong because I need you to be strong or else I'm going to fall apart. And it's like, we can handle it. The feminine has went first. They have re-healed their masculine energy. So you have access to the energy available. They don't yet. They are still collectively in the process of uncovering it again so they can actually heal it, but they don't have the codes awakened in the collective right now. Okay, so it's our job as the female to kind of just give them, support them while they're learning this new thing, uncovering this truth. Okay, and this is a real collective experience. So this will be a very, very prominent experience happening. going out too much, or they're kind of see it more from their perspective, like, okay, you know, okay, I think they're struggling, but we're not, you know, we're still, because we have to have our masculine energy, which is like discernment, and be like, okay, like, what do I need? I need to communicate. Like, okay, I know. So just balance the feminine and masculine within each statement. And I'm kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have went this far with the video, because maybe I'm losing your hair. But say, I know you're struggling. Validate, okay, that's the feminine energy, but I need, masculine, you to be more present in order for me, feminine, to feel more safe and supported. Okay, how can we both support each other in the ways that we need while we're both going through something that's hard? Okay, those are like the most magical words in the universe. They balance energy so perfectly, and it just awakens this level of cherishment and care and containment that will just heal. Okay, so I'm like, I feel the angels just giving me this fairy dust